Things are at a standstill on the knife round as we're just going to jump into things. Hello everybody, my name is Ito and I'm happy to bring you another match of lovely Counter-Strike for ESEA Advance. This time it's going to be Serendipity versus Third Impact. Third Impact, the ladder team here. I think it's pretty obvious to say that they're one of the big overdogs heading into this match. They've had two really good performances so far. And Serendipity Esports, it's been a little bit shaky for them. Most notable to mention is that Serendipity Esports recently faced off against Front GG, which was a team that Third Impact had absolutely no problem dealing with. It was a 16-7 loss for Serendipity and a 16-7 win, and well, it's already off to a good start for Serendipity, so maybe there's more where that came from, but T. Connors being boosted into window, flashed out. Well, unfortunately, get unstuck from the round and no longer stuck in the window, but things still aren't looking very good for Third Impact at the moment. The trades are going the way overwhelmingly of the T side at the moment, and things will be eventually concluded into a 1-on-3 scenario for AGM to try to come out on top of, but he's struggling to find one, and well, he does manage to pick up the first and the second, but now it's up to the third for the vet. He knows exactly where he is. He's playing with the shadow, dancing around and winning it. AGM gets things off to a fantastic start, and well, that's exactly what you want to see as a nice little boost of confidence for Third Impact, keeping up that momentum and starting us off just right. Unfortunate round for Serendipity to lose as well. I mean, that was a 1-on-3. As I obviously just mentioned, but just in the fashion of it, they all knew where AGM was, but just really struggled to hit the shots. The only person that really played it probably the most safe was the last person that fell, and that was just because it was just more out of necessity than anything else. But this is still something that Serendipity can recover from, and that's exactly why AKs beat MP9s almost any day of the week here, unless you know, catch them off guard or something else. But I mean, either way, Serendipity have a real in to this one here, especially with the information that they have gotten. A ramp control already seized for the most part. All the T's are grouping up. Douglas trying to peek around, ends up losing his life while trying to do it. To a 5-on-3, made into a 4-on-3 as AGM picks up one with the M4 that he picked up. His little reward for that 1 versus 3 clutch, but he's going to need to go big with it. He's on for 2, needs 3 more to ace him. And he needs Jodo to try to step in for a little bit of assistance, but he'll have no chance of it. It's AGM, no 1-on-3 clutch for him this time around as Serendipity Esports. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just the artillery is pretty overwhelming and it's able to take him down. Newbiz, yes, there's one more game after this. I put it on my Twitter if you want to see. I forgot the teams, so I recommend looking there. Twitter's also down below if you're interested in that. Pistols are on the board for Third Impact this time around, and AGM, again off to a good start, picks one up with a pistol. Trade out towards mid is pretty good, but T. Connors is there for a second up. 3-on-4, favors Third Impact at the moment, and I believe we might see Dangerous trying to double up with T. Connors. Oh, I still haven't added that dono button yet. I really do appreciate that, though, and well, surely you can appreciate a shot like that. Serendipity, they're falling one by one at the hands of Deagles here. Third Impact working with less against more. Seem to be doing the trick. Third Impact might be able to steal away this second round, and on top of that, get some AKs in their hand as well, and that could be absolutely massive. Johan doesn't have the bomb in play just yet, but he will go ahead quickly retrieve it. He's stuck at square one, though. T-spawn. He's going to need to at least try to squeak his way over to his site. His best bet most likely will be the B site at the moment if he wants to try jumping through window, get a pick or something of the sort. But it's pretty much all locked down at the moment from Third Impact. Either place he goes, he's going to be in pretty big trouble. No crossfire set up, though, so that's something for Johan to work with. 30 seconds as well. And a single smoke to his name. So at the very least, he most likely can secure a smoke plant. But getting much else might be too tough of an order. He's closely watching the angle as you notice. It looks like Johannes is perfectly content holding this down. T. Connors might just go ahead and fall victim. What is going on? Okay. I'm guessing there's going to be a pause called, otherwise that was something interesting. Most likely, yeah, there we are. There's a pause coming out. That was most likely a done round in any case, considering it was a 1-on-3 and not everyone can pull off the AGM, but I mean, I suppose we can just talk about that a little. Realistically, what were his options during that clutch? It seems before he, presumably it was a lag out, he wanted to just take it through window into B, most likely. Would have been his best option, trying to clear mid slowly. Other than that, I mean, I'm not sure if he exactly had the time to dedicate to A, having to clear it all out. I mean, theoretically, at the very minimum, if he didn't lag out, he could have gotten that smoke plant, and that would have just given his team a little extra buffer of money. But unfortunately, it's not meant to be. That round, in 99% of the cases, will not be replayed unless the team just agrees to it for some reason or another. Because, I mean, again, it was a 1-on-3 clutch. That was basically third Impact's round or lose at the moment. Nubage says, "Oh hey, Ito, you need to watch Not by the Numbers, or Not by the Numbers, or is it Return of by the Numbers?" But I know Thorne and Richard Lewis, and yeah, and I haven't seen many episodes of Return of by the Numbers, but I should give it a listen. It's been too long. Cool. Well, thank you for the recommendation. I'll do just that. Small break though. In the meantime, while we wait for Johan to return, one of the players to watch, I should also mention as well for Serendipity, even in the loss that they had against Front GG just a little bit earlier last week, he still put up some pretty impressive numbers. Was the only team on his, or was the only player to go positive on his team, which is admirable. But it was still a rough job for them, a 16-7 loss. 21 kills to his name, despite that. Well, hey, thank you, Nubage. I'll definitely give that a listen. I had no idea. I'm going to be going to the gym after the matches today, and I think that's one of those one of those podcasts where you don't really need any screens, so I can just go ahead and put it on in the background and listen to it, so thank you. Looks like everything has figured itself out for the most part. Unfortunately, Johan, because he dropped from the server, has almost zero money to work with, 300. So it's going to be a nice small upgrade pistol, but that's it. The rest of his team is not exactly in great shape either. They have two with rifles. That's Sayo and Shike. Shike, meanwhile, might be able to actually find a kill onto Dangerous. Fantastic flash, but unfortunately, Dangerous doesn't spot one. A nade goes out by his feet and nearly detonates on top of him. Luckily, Douglas, though, does a good job at keeping things sane for the time being, not allowing Serendipity to get away with much of anything. A player is spotted over towards ramp. T. Connors will come in, maybe wait for a flash from Dangerous. I'm not exactly sure what they're setting up for, but this A offense is not looking fantastic for Serendipity at the moment. They have Johan waiting passively for any drop. Serendipity's best choice at this moment is just try to get a contact sort of play going on, and well, T. Connors will fall, so that's a big gun out of the picture. Next up will be Douglas, excuse me, and if they deal with him, maybe they'll have a little bit of a chance. It's a 3 versus 3, so it's already off to a pretty good start, but it might conclude as a good start as well. Serendipity are pulling this round out despite their lackluster equipment. AGM will have to go big. He's trying to bait for his teammate, but he's not expecting the wide swing. Moopy's able to come out on top of that duel, making it another 1-on-3 scenario that falls onto JoJo to have to win. He spots the first player, not the second, nearly got in. My God, I was starting to get flashbacks of what happened to Serendipity on that pistol. Big fan of Richard Lewis and Thorin, and Sir Scoots also has a podcast, DNP. Yeah, the Do Not Peek. It's interesting because Sir Scoots is actually based in Arizona as well, which is where I'm from, so, you know, gotta support my Arizona boys. Third Impact. They're struggling right now. Single M4 to work with. Otherwise, upgrade pistols all around. Some half armor, some full armor. it's not the worst they can get. They're really trying to force up into this one. They really think they can break the economy of Serendipity, or at the very least get some guns out of their hands, because keep in mind, the money isn't exactly fantastic either for Serendipity. They're still very much hurting, considering how even things are. Serendipity, however, once they start realizing what the equipment is like from Third Impact, can really afford to take this wherever they like. Seems that A wants to be their destination of choice. Sayo in the mantle. Be looking for the first. Dangerous. Playing around the A connector. A ramp, I should say. Excuse me. Goes around the alley, just wide swings it, picks up one. The trades are pretty good from Serendipity Esports at the moment here, and eventually they will come out on top just because there's only so many bodies at that site. Serendipity just, you know, eventually win. Just because, even though it's a little bit of a scuffle, it's still good enough for them to, or good enough to net them some kills. Return right back at that, though. Unfortunately, Third Impact, they do a significant amount of economic damage, so it's not the worst result for this this force round, but it's kind of hard to justify the monetary investment just considering how much I'll have to play with this time around. It's just going to be maybe JoJo buying an upgrade pistol, but I can't really see any more justification. Dude, I would love to work with Sir Scoots. He's pretty fantastic. Love that guy. But I think they're only hiring like graphic designers and stuff like that, so it's most likely not an option Nubage, but that'd be nice. Ooh, AGM. Did he just walk in through that Molotov and just tag himself voluntarily? Pretty sure that was just unfortunate spread, but really, this is just a unfortunate round for Third Impact at the moment. It's just a firing range for Serendipity for the time being, and they're not struggling for it almost whatsoever. Surprisingly, Douglas is able to pick up two. He catches two off guard, reloading. And if he can somehow retrieve one of those SGs, maybe he'll have a chance to do a little more economic damage. Obviously, not meant to be. Never ends up happening. As soon as I mention it, apparently. But it was minimal investment, minimal return for the most part. You get what you pay for, really. It seemed like on that round. Serendipity will go up on 4. But the good news ends right there for Serendipity at the time being. Their money isn't incredible. They're going to have 2 more buys in even if they lose this round, I should say, in a devastating fashion. Third Impact, this is kind of a must-win for them because their money isn't looking pretty. Really want to add a little bit more of a buffer, break that economy as much as they possibly can on the side of Serendipity. Yeah, Shike is all by his lonesome over the A ramp. This is such a risky play right now. What is he doing here? This could just go so terribly wrong. If we were to lose a stool, it'd be practically a free 4-on-5 for his team. And Shike doesn't want to isolate himself. He hasn't given up the ghost just yet over A ramp. But feels like he's inching closer to it. Smoke, or excuse me, flash through towards alley. Just trying to bait some rotations over, it feels like more than anything, but it's having an adverse effect. AGM, he's not sold by it, even though he's going to shift his attention over towards A. He's gotten a kill over towards mid more than, excuse me, that's the only notable thing that's really been happening for this entire round, to be totally honest. Hasn't been a crazy scene. T. Connors and JoJo alone at the B site. Or together at the B site, I suppose is to say. Bomb getting ready to get planted over at the A side, however. Where we'll see things fall. Dangerous picks up a second. 3-on-5, looking better and better as time goes on for Third Impact, as they've been essentially locked out of the site by Third Impact at the moment, and they might just go down with this ship entirely without even dropping a single player, and indeed, that seems to be the forecast for today. Third Impact with a third, and, well, they're living up to their name, that's for sure. Pretty fantastic round by them. Slow and steady seriously does win the race, and I mean, I just really wasn't sold on that default from Serendipity more than anything. I don't understand what their locations were trying to accomplish. Think back at like Shike towards A ramp. He was all alone there. I mean, if Dangerous got those kills over towards Sandbags, that could have been a completely I mean, it was already kind of a stomp, but it could have been even worse. Nubage, I love how Richard Lewis says Sir Scoots have FU money, and you've never been a big fan of this map. It's kind of true though about Sir Scoots. He's just, I don't even know. He has powers. You know, he has positions in high areas, I suppose you could say. Say hi, Belay. Hi, Belay. What's up, dude? Pause comes through, by the way. I should mention that. And I would imagine this is on the side of Serendipity, because that was a pretty disastrous round. And it's not the end of the world. That's really what's important to say, I think, more than anything, is that it's not the end of the world by any means. Because there's still plenty of chances for Serendipity to, I mean, still put together a very notable T-side half here. They're already off to a good start, picking up 4, and I don't know my Vertigo all too well, but I think this is one of the more CT-sided maps in the game, and Dangerous is proving exactly that. Beats Shike to the punch and strikes him down. Sayo sitting in smoke over towards Alley, exchanges shots with AGM. It's about an even trade, 78 to 73 HP. But AGM, he goes back for seconds, and he munches right down on Sayo. Puts that round favorably in his team's favor, or excuse me, solidly in his team favor, I should say. That's struck right back by Armin as he picks up AGM. Still, though, favors third impact at the moment here. They have a secure hold on the site, and rotates are coming in case things go south. Jojo, the only player dedicated over towards B. Might not even be necessary, though, because it looks like the push is trying to collide with the CTs over on the A site. Flash through, Douglas blind, but it doesn't matter anyway. Good shot, actually, that is from Armin with the assistance of Johan, I should say. That flash came in clutch. And it's even. Serendipity still have a fighting chance in this one. Third impact are really playing it super slow, though. You see there, it looks like T. Connors is just trying to beat more than anything. Try to get Jojo into a favorable position and hope that he can just kind of frag out, win out from there. He's made contact. He knows exactly where both the T's are, and he's going to win both gunfights. What is that from T. Connors? Gorgeous spray transfer. Ends up netting him the round, and my choice for an MVP as well. That was beautiful. A double for him and a double for Dangerous as well. They both stepped up for their team and shuts down Serendipity's hope and dreams. VP on Cobble back in the day was so fun to watch. I agree with you. I remember when Taz was known as like the window cleaner, just because he held windows so well. That was a lot of fun to watch. Prime VP was fantastic. Some of the best matches. Some very aggressive plays. Speaking of which, it looks like Third Impact is trying to channel that at the moment. AGM is set up in a very aggressive position with this AWP as well. It's risky. I mean, running double ops on Vertigo feels risky, but I mean, I just haven't played it enough to really know, and they seem to be doing just well with it. Sayo is already out of the picture. Jojo backed up a little bit over towards B. Doesn't struggle to get the shot. Shike just kind of swings wide out into the open. There's no trade potential whatsoever. Serendipity aren't looking really fantastic this time around. These ecos aren't really causing the damage that we've seen from them prior, and a flash coming through just perfectly blinds Johan, and this might be another flawless round on the books. Jojo over towards B, just waiting for someone to walk into his crosshairs. Meanwhile, his teammate picks up one over towards mid. Jojo ready to close things out in a couple of seconds. Knows exactly where Armin is too, so just dunk a nade on top of him, down to 60. And again, he's on borrowed time at the moment. Even if he could get a single frag, that'd be huge, but I don't even think that's possible. I love that. The pistol through the window, and then Jojo just comes up from behind. That was beautiful. Gives them the round that they want. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Third Impact have taken back this lead. Or taken the lead, I suppose I should say. There's aggression on the books yet again. Smoke through. AGM again setting up for that aggressive op play. But it looks like some of this action is happening towards B at the moment. Serendipity want to try their luck on a more vertical angle. JoJo has a little bit of help this time. I guess Third Impact have a decent read on it. Remember when he was anchoring all alone at the B site. This is a notable and all intention switch up here. Backpack is spotted, and that actually gives away a lot of information to JoJo. Essentially allows him to line up the shot and a second one as well. Picks up the bomb carrier, but unfortunately can't make it free. That will be T-Connor's job to go ahead and try to clean up the mess. And, well, they've gotten the broom work done, but now they just need to mop up this last kill. Armin, 1-on-2. He's against two CTs who have very heavy amounts of utility and almost every advantage that they could hope for. Armin's stuck on only 40 health. Oh my god, I thought he just fell off. That would have just made my heart jump. I think Armin would have thought it as well. He like looked at the ground like, oh shit. That was funny. 1-on-2, most likely dead. Wow, he actually manages to come out on top of that duel. How the hell do you... I mean, are those an angle? I didn't know that was an angle, but Armin sure as hell is aware of it. Gets the bomb down, so at the very least, that's some more money going their way. Oh, but Shadows ends up leading to his demise. That's really unfortunate. Dangerous has plenty of time to play with here, so go ahead, retrieve your teammates op. Go ahead, avenge AGM. Give him what he wants back. Dangerous will quickly clean up the damage. Doesn't allow things to get any worse than they already went. And Third Impact will again topple Serendipity. With a shotgun and Snacks at the site with a Mag 7. Man, I don't even remember Snacks at the site with a Mag 7. I really remembered Taz a lot with his Silenced M4 by window. And I remembered, I think, Pasha playing mid? I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched any VODs of it, to be totally honest. JoJo switching things up. Same story with the AGM as well. They're going for a lot more aggressive peaks and sometimes at different sites completely. JoJo will soon back up. Knows that it's probably not the smartest strat to do at the moment. Serendipity, speaking of which, it seems like they're going to be going for a pretty dumb strat as well. They have almost no utility to their name. So this is going to have to be very puggy. But, I mean, hey, again, they're keeping it competitive with Third Impact so far. If they can make this work, that would be absolutely huge, and that's exactly why you can never doubt it. Sometimes it's going all out, just brawling with them, ends up leading you to a free bomb plant and a really good in to win this round. Armin set up to watch for any jumps across, but it's a 4-on-4 as this retake commences. Looking awfully good for Serendipity at the moment. They're all set up on site. Third Impact will toss down every grenade that they have in play at the moment. Sayo on top of the box finds two. Sprays them right down. No response from AGM just yet, but they're striking back in a gorgeous fashion. It's Dangerous and AGM on the retake. One with an op, but it's really AGM to steal all the glory. How the hell did he pull that off? It's a quad kill for him. He has had so many incredible rounds, and I mean, we're not even two halves into this thing. We're still in the first half, and not only did he pull off that 1-on-3, but that retake was looking so unfavorable for them, but somehow managed to clutch it out and keep this streak going versus Serendipity. AGM, he's even hungrier for more, going right back over towards mid this time around. Serendipity had his number last time, but, well, I guess they're fooled second time here. AGM will soon back up, play a little more passive over towards mid, not give up his position just yet. But no one will peek him. Serendipity on the back foot. Now really struggle, especially with one vital piece of utility just taken out. JoJo sees flashes and nades comes through. Notices one is kind of in his trajectory. A fake over towards B. Serendipity have really yet to commit, and it's going to be even harder for them to justify trying to commit here as they make it a 5 versus 3. JoJo ends up coming out on top with his AWP, and really just it seems nothing is working out for Serendipity in these last couple of rounds. CTs, they're pretty much all grouped up around the A site at the moment. They're not winning some of these duels though, but luckily, strength and numbers, the trades are perfect. AGM, good as ever. With an op. Has the sniper and will do work with it. 2 kills so far. Can he make it 3? No, that'll be T. Connors picking one up for himself, excuse me. Third Impact now double the rounds of Serendipity are starting to put together a pretty monstrous CT side. If they could theoretically make this 11-4, I mean, this would be very tough for Serendipity to topple, excuse me. Looks like we're going to be seeing AGM go back to his tried-true position over at A ramp yet again, leaving mid almost entirely here. Kind of hard to justify mid control sometimes, just because it doesn't really seem to give out a lot of, important credentials. Oh my lord, JoJo, that was disgusting. Hits a shot on a B-hopping Sio. I didn't even see him through the Molotov. I mean, it's just so hard to see through that Molotov smoke sometimes, and a failed run boost. Oh man, it's just not really going the way of Serendipity at the moment. Cleanup crew comes into play from Third Impact. That was just kind of a given round to them, sure, but that shot from JoJo was kind of gross. I had no clue he could even see him through the Molotov smoke. It just always seems so hard for me to spot that. But again, that's why they're playing in advance, not me, right? Johan is trying things a little bit differently. He wants to bring the sniper into his grasp, and I'm not exactly sure if that's what the doctor ordered. There might be another prescription. B-bomb site seems to be their best bet. If they get an entry in, the CTs seem to be slow to rotate, and you can't always count on people like AGM having massive rounds on a retake like that, but I guess you can always count on him having a massive round of some sort. Already starts things off on a really good note. JoJo with an uncharacteristic whiff shot will go ahead and be forced to back off his position. Compromised and taken over by Serendipity at the moment. Shike is playing with fire, and when there's smoke, there's fire, it seems, because he dances right around it. There we are. That's finally a duel that JoJo can't win, apparently. But why are they just peeking into the crosshairs of Third Impact? They didn't play safely at all, just allowed Third Impact to take all the fights they wanted. And I mean, that's a deal they'll take for days. They crush them at the B-bomb site on that retake. It doesn't even feel like it's a tough challenge for them. 10 rounds now. Third Impact go up on double digits, and they're looking pretty golden to make this 11-4 half actually go down. It just really hurts, too, because it was looking so good for Serendipity for a time. I mean, they had the lead for a good little while, but it's just all gone. 10-5 is the best they can secure at the moment, and even that feels like it would be a decent enough round buffer for them to work with. 11-4 just feels so dominating, if nothing else, just for that mental aspect of it. Early aggression didn't seem to work for Serendipity. JoJo missing that shot gives Serendipity a little bit of an in, though, and also forces a rotation over in the form of T. Connors, a very scary player to have by your side, and that's exactly why. Finds the first kill onto Shike. JoJo, still blind, will go ahead and try to take another pot shot, but again missed. Now, this is when Third Impact can start taking things a little bit slow. Play retake again. You have every advantage in the book. A man advantage now made into a 2-man advantage. AGM coming up from the flank. But the cleanup crew comes in the form of Armin with the hammer, I should say. My pun didn't exactly land how I wanted to. And this round might land as Serendipity want to. Over towards CT, Armin gives away his position to a player, just shoulder peeks, really. He's down to 32. That nade didn't exactly finish the job, but it's going to do damn well close at it. Third Impact put together a massive half. 4-11. Why does that just show police cars on the ground? I don't remember setting up this bind. Why does it just show? Well, either way, we are going to go ahead and just go right into the second half. We're not taking a break. Serendipity Esports are hungry for blood, but they haven't quite been able to satisfy their thirst for it. They kept things competitive early on the T side of Vertigo here, but really struggled in the latter part. Broken glass galore, third impact. Start things off with a bang. AGM is going to be our player to watch on the moment for this pistol round, because I feel like he's been having such an incredible game so far. JoJo has been no slouch either. He's going to be leading the charge into this B bomb site, but it's something that Serendipity seemed to be coming out on top of, at least for the time being. The trades come through, and it's not terrible from the T side as well. Made even sweeter of a deal because of that. A bomb is planted, and at the very minimum, this allows Third Impact to go for a cheeky fourth, but they can do even better too. It's going to be AGM again, stuck in a clutch scenario on the pistol, but he's so damn good at it! 4 kills for him. AGM is just unstoppable on Vertigo. My lord, what is this man taking? I need this man's gamer chair, his breakfast cereal, everything, because he is just indomitable. Serendipity are forced to bring everything to the table. They have almost no buffer to even think about using anymore. Or no buffer to worry about. AGM stacked at 22 and 8. Just waits for his teammate to start things off. And it starts off with a whimper, it seems. A player falls. AGM doesn't want to take that fight. He's been damn good at dividing his fights so far. Why go ahead and risk it this time around? Interesting location from Shike, ends up bearing nothing. And that essentially gives Third Impact the site, and I mean, at this rate, it just might be the round as well. It's going to be really tough for them to try to retake in this scenario, but they're actually doing a pretty good job at it so far. They've gotten into some forward positions. If they can deny this bomb planter, maybe they'll have a good shot at it, but Dangerous says no. He puts things solidly in his team's favor as they get the bomb down. A double for him. Leaving 2 remaining on the side of Serendipity, Mubi and Johan. They don't even find one. AGM is just unkillable at the moment. It feels okay. Maybe the only person that can kill him is himself. Oh no. Well, okay. AGM. Again, the only person that can kill him is himself. Well, I can't really gas up that from you, AGM. I'm sorry, man. You can say I tried, but, I mean, that was just kind of interesting. Anyway, Third Impact win the round in the end. Not that it matters. That just subtracts a kill from his total. Third Impact have all the map control they can think of at the moment. Serendipity have forced, though, into this. They're really hungry for this win, and they get off to a good start taking down JoJo. It's only a Mac 10 that they have extra to play with. That would be a significant downgrade for anyone on the CT side at the moment. AGM falls. Sayo makes up for that interesting grenade issue that we saw, but striking right back will be Johan. The players to watch are going right at it at the moment. Chomping at the bit will be Dangerous over towards ramp. Or Douglas, excuse me, over towards ramp. Dangerous, though, meanwhile, I guess you can say, is kind of prodding around, testing the waters, dipping his feet in over at B, trying to see if he can actually manage to spot head or toe of Shike, or any player really. Shike will be first contact, but he's holding the line relatively well. Third Impact still have a decent amount of time to play with. Smoke comes through. I'm not exactly sure where that lands from T Connors, but I think that's just towards CT. Molotov comes through. All the signs of an execute. Right up again here. Shike tosses a couple of shots through the smoke, but ends up only eating damage in return. And they have essentially secured the bomb plant here, Third Impact, so they've made their way into the site relatively unscathed, but things start... How the hell? I don't even see that. What? A quick cleanup from Third Impact. Let's get that out of the way first. Really good cleanup from them, but I didn't even see that player, like, at all. I mean, I know smokes look different on everyone's screen, but I feel like that's just insane. Dangerous gets one of the 3 kills that Serendipity try to bring to the table on this retake, but it's Third Impact all the way. it's crazy to think that Serendipity, again, they got off to such a good start. And now they've really, really struggled to get anything going at all. This might not even be their chance to do it as well, because all their positions are compromised at the moment. Moopy hiding right around the sandbags, though, gives them a little bit of a chance, a little bit of a lifeline as they take down AGM, but he just has a nade fall right on his face, eats it for breakfast, lunch, and now Third Impact want to bring it to dinner. They're pushing into the B site, but I mean, maybe Serendipity Esports are just the dinnerment after the fact, because Third Impact are running over them at the moment. The only kill going in the way of Serendipity is the one that Moopy got by sandbags, and he's just going to be left all by his lonesome. AK and Stowe. And makes that 2 kills to his name. I think Third Impact are going to chase us down, though, just to try to get the gun out of his hand, excuse me. There you have it. End of the line for Serendipity Esports here. They'll have one more good shot at making this happen, or else we will see them fall. This isn't an unexpected result by any means, but I mean, just in the fashion that some of these rounds have gone down is just interesting. By that I mean crazy plays from, you know, AGM, JoJo, Dangerous, T. Connors. He actually hasn't been having that crazy of a game, interestingly enough, but he's still, like, doing fantastic. Like, that's what really is so telling about this game, it feels like. Oh, peeking around the corner. Good trade through from Third Impact at the moment, and they get a double up, making this an even game. They get the bomb down as well, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. This have been just the fall of Serendipity. Every single time, it seems like they're just able to enter into the site, and once they get that bomb down, they're so damn good on these post plants. Like, what? How does Sayo lose that fight? AGM just comes out on top. Like, if that were me, I'd be double dinked and dead in a moment's notice. But it doesn't seem to matter, because Moopy, it will all fall on his hands. He's going to have to win 2 duels. Now, just a little bit of a dance of destruction. Forces the hand of Dangerous, but time isn't in Moopy's favor. He's going to have to go for this bomb, but that's just going to allow Dangerous to wrap him and take him down. That was pretty nasty. Third Impact come out on top of that one, 16-4. Pretty much nothing short of dominance. It was a bit competitive for, you know, those first couple rounds, so I respect that, but from there on, it just seemed like Serendipity were just completely lost. Just crazy plays coming out from players like AGM as well, and I mean, let me put it this way: when T. Connors isn't having like a crazy game, but everybody else is just popping off, like that is bad news if you're on the receiving end, because T. Connors is absolutely crazy when he's on. It's just so worrying when it was someone like AGM. I mean, AGM is a great player, don't get me wrong, but some of the clutches that he was pulling out were absolutely disgusting. Huge ups to everybody on Third Impact for another massive game from them. I'm not exactly sure what their next game will be. Let me go ahead and check before I toss it to a break real quick. It looks like it will be versus Aerial Arise. Interested in seeing that one. But for now, we are going to toss it to a break before we get over to our second match of the day, which will be, let me go ahead and check, Supernova versus Revenant Esports. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ito. We're going to toss it to some music, and we'll be back very, very soon.